The old lighthouse keeper, Silas, had seen it all. Decades of storms, shipwrecks, and the relentless turning of the sea. His world was the rhythmic pulse of the lamp, a lonely vigil in the vast expanse. But tonight was different. A peculiar silence hung in the air, broken only by the distant cry of a gull. He felt an unsettling stillness, a sense of anticipation he couldn't explain. Suddenly, a beam of light, not from his lamp, pierced the darkness. It was an alien glow, shimmering and ethereal, descending from the sky towards a small cove he knew well. Driven by an inexplicable curiosity, Silas ventured out. The path was treacherous, worn by countless storms, but he moved with surprising agility for his age. He found the cove empty, the strange light vanished. Only a single, smooth stone lay on the sand, pulsing with a faint, internal luminescence. Silas picked it up. As his fingers closed around it, a surge of energy coursed through him, not painful, but invigorating. Images flooded his mind, swirling galaxies, unknown landscapes, and impossible architecture. The visions subsided, leaving him breathless but strangely renewed. The sea still roared, the lighthouse lamp still turned, but Silas was no longer just a keeper of the light. He was a vessel of cosmic inspiration, his solitary world now teeming with infinite possibilities. The city of Prague hummed with a nervous energy as night descended. Streetlights cast long shadows, obscuring the cobbled streets and ancient buildings. A lone figure hurried through the maze-like alleyways, his trench coat pulled tight against the evening chill. His name was Alistair, and he was a man on the run. He clutched a small, ornate box to his chest, its contents more valuable than life itself. He knew he was being followed. The rhythmic echo of footsteps behind him grew louder, closer. Alistair risked a glance over his shoulder, catching a glimpse of a shadowy figure gaining on him. He darted into a crowded marketplace, hoping to lose his pursuer in the throng of people. The vibrant colors and exotic scents of the market were a stark contrast to the grim reality of his situation. But it was no use. The shadowy figure emerged from the alleyway, their eyes fixed on Alistair. The chase was far from over. In the shimmering, bioluminescent kelp forests of Aquamarina, Kai, a young Mermer, felt adrift. Unlike others blessed with singing voices that coaxed vibrant colors from the rose corals, the heart of Aquamarina's life, Kai was tone-deaf. He couldn't even hum a simple tune. Dejected, Kai retreated from coral tending, feeling utterly useless. Renowned choral composer, Lyra, visits Aquamarina, her reputation preceding her. The city buzzes with anticipation for her new compositions inspired by rose corals. Lyra expresses her discontent to the Elder Council, stating the choral arrangements lack genuine emotion and inspiration. Kai, overhearing this, felt a flicker of understanding. He knew what it felt like to lack something, to be outside the flow. Gathering his courage, he approached Lyra. He couldn't sing, he explained, but he could listen deeper than anyone he knew. He could sense the subtle currents of emotion in the city, the anxieties of the young, the hopes of the elders, the quiet joy of the choral tenders. He believed he could translate these emotions into something. Lyra, intrigued by Kai's unusual confidence, agreed to a collaboration. Kai, unable to create music directly, began to describe the emotions he sensed, using vivid metaphors and storytelling. He spoke of the city's hidden worries, of the fear that the surface world would poison their home, of the hope that the younger Mer would surpass the old. He used imagery of shadowed depths and sudden bursts of light. Lyra, absorbing Kai's emotionally dense descriptions, began to weave those emotions into her music. She abandoned perfect harmonies in favor of dissonances that mirrored the city's underlying fears. She added haunting melodies that represented the loneliness Kai had described. She incorporated rhythmic pulses that embodied the city's beating heart. The first performance of Lyra's new symphony was jarring. Many elders disapproved. The music was unsettling, raw, and didn't conform to their expectations. But the young Mer, especially those who felt similar anxieties to Kai, understood. They felt seen. And, crucially, the rose corals responded in an unexpected way. Rather than simply shining with pretty colors, they began to shimmer with complex, layered hues never before seen. They reflected the complex palette of the Aquamarina's soul. Some of the elders, initially resistant, were ultimately moved, admitting they had become complacent and had forgotten what it meant to hope for a better future. Lyra, deeply touched by Kai's insight and the coral's response, proclaimed him the heart singer of Aquamarina. Kai may not have been able to create sounds, but he had taught them all to hear more. His inability to sing had, paradoxically, unlocked a deeper, more genuine expression of beauty in Aquamarina. He became an inspiration, proving that even perceived weaknesses can be strengths, and that true beauty comes from embracing the full spectrum of human experience. He even inspired her to create a new kind of song, where she would ask Kai to describe what he wanted to see in the music.